Okay, right, here we go. See your Subwafer. Here is our smasher test. Ah, it does freeze them. That is actually so useful. So the Blizzard Blitzer is one of the newest assault rifles in Fortnite Save the World, and it's got to be one of my favourite looking weapons in the whole game. I just like the whole look of it. But what exactly is it? Assault rifle, part of the holiday fun set, a medium-ranged, semi-automatic assault rifle that uses medium ammo to shoot snowballs. We have water. I believe it's locked into the water element. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I do believe it is locked into the water element. We have 2 crit damages, a crit rating, plus 60% damage to stun, staggered, frozen, or knocked down targets. Now, the 6th perk on this is hitting an enemy with this weapon 7 times causes them to freeze for a short duration, does not affect enemies that have recently been frozen, and can only occur every 2.5 seconds. So, I've not even used this at all. So, an assumption would be it's going to eliminate regular husks, but when it comes to something like a smasher, it's going to freeze them, just like when they punch the wall of something activated with base. When you use Ice King, they freeze for a few seconds. Now, this could be something very good for endurance. If I ever get into endurance again, or if it gets fixed, I believe the spawns are still messed up. But this could be very good in those, like, or Frostnite with those power 300 plus smashers or whatever. It might be able to freeze those. Now we have a 38% crit chance with 545% crit damage, a 5.4 fire rate, a 30 magazine size, which again that's decent with that 5 fire rate. 30 magazine size is fine there. Durability, 0. I've lost 0.1 there. I don't know how. I've never even touched this weapon. Decent reload time as well, 2.1 seconds, not too slow but not too quick, and an ammo cost of 1. So before we go into a mission, I'm going to quickly show you my hero build. So as always with assault rifles, we've gone for Sledgehammer in my commander slot to increase the crit damage by 225%. Totally rocking out, increases our crit rating and heals us. Explosive rounds every 6 range eliminations, a little explosion within a 1 tile radius which eliminates the enemies and helps us get totally rocking out. Survivalist to keep us alive. Battle beat and subwafers to make totally rocking out work, and then assault damage just to increase the overall assault damage by 17%. We have stationary hover turret and adrenaline rush as well to keep us alive. Now this is what I'm taking into the mission. Now let's hope this weapon is very good, because I hope it's good. It is getting very difficult to get into games when this game has like a player base of Chernobyl right now. But again, this is the first time I've used it. Ooh. Right, this is a very weird thing to say, but it feels heavy. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it feels heavy. Let's see. Right, so it's water. Oh, it's projectile. Okay. Oh, I quite like that. If you've watched a lot of my stuff, I'm not a fan of projectile, but I actually quite like this. Ooh, right, so what is it? 7 times on one enemy and it freezes them? I don't think we're able to do it on this guy. I think it's really for high power level missions and smashers if it's to freeze enemies, because I just feel like I'm going to be critting too much. Maybe if you maxed out for fire rate and durability. There we go, freeze. About 2-second freeze time. That's quite decent, that. I'm thinking, if you really wanted... yeah, if you really wanted this weapon for something like endurance or those really high power level missions, you'd probably, you'd probably try and, you'd make it obsidian to keep the durability, but you'd add a fire rate and as many durabilities as you can and add fire rates. That's how I'd build it if I was making it to stun people. And that is how I'd build it. What's the range on it? 2000, I don't think it'll reach. Oh! That's really bad range, it's about 4 tiles. That's not a good range at all. Let's just have another quick look. Okay, reached that. Let's try... bit further. It doesn't seem that far though. Look at that. That range isn't that good. It's about that length, isn't it? Let's have another quick test of that range. Oh. Yeah, it is. It is what? 1, 2, 3... 4. It's 5 tiles the range, so it's a very close range weapon. But I am quite like for a projectile. Like, I'm not a fan of projectile weapons at all. But I don't know, this feels quite good. Structure damage won't be too good. It doesn't even reach. Yeah, it's not amazing. But so far I am liking it. There's a smasher I wanted. We could do a smasher test with that actually, but I don't have my sub-wafers, which I like to use. So I'm going to quickly get a couple sub-wafers. Got the sub-wafers. It's time for the smasher test. Hopefully this will be a good smasher test. But you never know. Oh, we've woke him up. Let's wait for him to charge. I didn't think he'd break through that. Okay, right, here we go. See your sub-wafer. Here is our smasher test. Ah, it does freeze him. That is actually so useful. Yeah, I quite like that a lot. Like, just how useful that is, because you don't really want to be targeting that same enemy for ages, because then these guys can build up around you. And if you're just freezing him, that gives you 2 seconds. It's only 2 seconds. It's not that much, but it's just to do something else. Say if you're shooting, okay, and he gets frozen, you can do this. Eliminate all the little enemies around him, and then you can go back to targeting that smasher without wasting any more ammo. I am a massive fan of this weapon already. I'd really like to see how it's used in, say, Endurance, though, with a low power version of the weapon. That could be something to test. But I think it's literally 7 hits, nothing to do with impact knockback, so you're guaranteed, even if it's a power level 20 weapon. This is power level 130 right now. But even if it's power level 20, I think it will still freeze any enemy, which is really nice to know. Right, let's get ready to defend. I don't think we'll be defending. There's only 2 of us, because like I said, this game doesn't have a massive player base. But let's see if we can defend. Okay, so currently I'm in this session completely on my own. I believe one person's just joined. Now, I'll be actually having less damage than normal. There's the 7th. Okay, I was thinking maybe if I shot slower, we'd be able to count if it is 7. But I am a massive fan of this. I really am. This is the thing with this game. I want to be doing content regularly, but it's so difficult because I want to do them in the high power level zones, but I hate playing this game solo. I really hate playing it on my own. And it doesn't help when there's no one on this game anymore. And I just think there's just far too much. Like, you go into Twine now, and there's what? There's about 100 different missions you can do in Twine, but it's not crossplay. This game isn't crossplay. I mean, the only way you can play crossplay is if you join someone on another platform, then you put in PC servers. But that's not proper crossplay. You need to have all servers or all platforms on the same server so you can just play together. And then massively reduce the amount of Twine missions, because there's far too much, and it is incredibly difficult to even get 1 person in the game, never mind 3 more people. But apart from that, this weapon is actually really good. I am liking it. Although I don't know why that guy didn't get frozen there. Or can he... Was it only... 1 second. Only 1 person can get frozen at a time, I believe. I'm getting confused. I know there's a certain time limit on it, where it stops. Let me just get rid of these. I need to read the thing again. I know it says you can only freeze 1 enemy every 2 seconds or something like that. But that definitely felt more than 2 seconds. It does not affect enemies that have recently been frozen. But I misread that then. So, you can only freeze an enemy every 2.5 seconds, but you can't refreeze that same enemy, but there's no given time frame on when you can refreeze that enemy again. So I've had to change mission entirely, but at least we got a firestorm against water weapons, and that does a decent amount of damage. The power level's a tiny bit lower, but it's not going to matter too much. Healing Death Burst is on as well, so that's going to make it a bit harder. But yeah, I am a massive fan of this weapon already. The damage, I wouldn't say it is anywhere near the best in terms of damage, but there's something with the freezing. I'm a massive fan of the whole freezing thing. I really am. Like, with these guys, you don't notice it. You're 1 or 2 shots in them 99% of the time anyway. But against a smasher, that's where it's going to come in clutch. You see a smasher charging, you have the ability to freeze it if you don't have Zenith, if you don't have Ice King, if you don't have, I believe, Slow Your Roll team perk, which I don't think works on Mist Monsters or anything anyway. But it's really cool in that sense, which is why I quite like it. I might actually put this up myself. Let's get through this smasher again. Much lower power smasher. But look, the freeze, it's so useful in my opinion. Do quite like this. We need to get... maybe we won't defend. I don't know. Depends if we can get this linked quick enough. I'm really not a fan of Deliver the Bomb missions, though. They bug out like 9 times out of 10, which is not fun. So anyway... Oh, we're both starting at the same time there. Defense isn't the greatest, but we shouldn't have too much difficulty. Should be able to hold them off for 4 minutes. Only power level 127. Like, I don't know, it feels like it's not as strong as some weapons are. But it's the freezing ability is what I really like with this. That 6th perk, just how useful it can be. If you're going to have it just for that though, I'm going to say, just keep it like power level 82 at most. And have your, so at 82 I believe you have all 6 perks at that point. Which is useful if you want the extra durability, the fire rate. And it should work against those power 200, 300 smashers or enemies. Which is great for a stalling build. Oh, I'm so bad at leading my shots. I don't know how they're doing on the other side, but it looks like the defense is not great on this at all. Don't really think we've done any tunnels. No. Just put them up. Again, not too bothered if we successfully do this or not. Let's get this smasher out of the way. Look at that. Through the smasher. Easy peasy. And we even managed to freeze him, and I missed so many shots here. A lot more enemies on this side than the other side. I'm not sure why that is. Usually it's even. Wonder if it freezes mini-bosses. Let's see if it freezes mini-bosses. It freezes mini-bosses! Wow, the launch is almost destroyed. Okay, I didn't expect that quickly, but it freezes mini-bosses, and it can... I think it's 10-second cooldown. Maybe a bit less. But it does freeze mini-bosses, which is nice. We're going to fail this completely. Yeah, we failed it. But at least we know it freezes mini-bosses, which is quite nice to know. So that was the Blizzard Blitzer. Now, apart from all the dead lobbies and dead difficult games, because that Deliver the Bomb took forever. They just take far too long to deliver the bombs, and then we fail in about 3 seconds. It's actually quite a good weapon. Maybe people use this in those higher level Fortnite missions, higher level, endurance or war games or Storm Shield defenses, because it is very useful for stalling those higher health enemies like Smashers, Blasters, Huskies, even Sploders potentially if your weapon is too underpowered. But I do quite like this. The damage didn't feel amazing, and it is projectile. I'm not a fan of projectiles, but something with this weapon just felt really good when I was using it. So I do quite like this weapon, but I'm going to leave this here. Let me know what you guys thought of it, and as always, thank you for watching.